Starting engine 1. Starting engine 2.
So we're gonna start the engines for the Airbus A330-200. We start the APU master switch over here, as you can see, and now the start switch. We have the air pressurizer, electric, hydraulic. So you're gonna see now Airbus A330.
We are on the ground, sir. Are you okay? Gear down.
You can see the engine start. The start process is complete. They are available over here. So we're gonna, you can see also other aircraft here in the navigation display. We have the TAKEOFFS on. You can have also terrain on both displays. Some light on here. So this is Thomas HATSIOS, German-American pilot flying the Airbus A330-200. The full flight from takeoff, climb, cruises, and approach and landing with me as a pilot. I'll show you all the systems of the Airbus A330-200 jet aircraft we're flying tonight. With the Airbus company colors, the Airbus industry, the Airbus A330 Neo colors. So you're gonna see how we're gonna start the engine. I'm gonna use the APU, the auxiliary power unit, and the switches like the engine master switch and the engine mode selector. I will show you also the overhead panel, the systems, and the ECAM electronics centralized aircraft monitoring like the fuel system, hydraulic system, pressurizer system, electrical system. Also the displays, the left and the right primary flight display and navigation displays. You will see the airspeed indicator, barometric altitude, radio altitude above the ground level, flight mode on 0 with the autopilot and the auto throttle, later vertical navigation modes, also the altitude indicator with the pitch ladder and the bank angle in degrees. Also using the navigation display that displays the flight plan we're gonna create other aircraft in the air when we fly. Also the airports, the waypoints, other aircraft in the air. So I will show you the full flight from takeoff, climb, cruises, and approach and landing. From takeoff, then back to landing. So stay with me until the end part of the video. I'm Thomas HATSIOS, the German-American pilot flying the Airbus A330-200 in tonight's flight. So you're gonna see now we have something in the windows. We need to turn on window heat, probe heat. There is some ice. So I will show you the flight management computer.
Power set.
Gonna create a flight plan now. So you're gonna see now the full flight. I will show you also the flight plan. You can see here we have the trim wheel, pit trim. Over here the thrust levers.
Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flaps.
You can see here there is another aircraft.
Slide slope.
The distance is located and the altitude difference.
Terrain. Pull. Don't sink. Too low. Gear.
Plus
Too low.
2,500
Flaps.
feet and another
Too
two over
low.
here. This
Terrain.
way.
Slide slope. Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain.
So the flight management computer, we're gonna use it
Pull.
to input all the data
Too low. Gear.
of the flight.
Too low. Flaps. We are on the ground, Too sir. low. Are you okay? Gear down. Slide slope. Sink rate.
So we have here initialize.
Terrain. Pull. Don't sink. Too low. Gear. Too low.
KC back to KC airport.
Too low. Terrain. Slide slope. Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain. Pull. Don't sink. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flaps. Too low. Terrain. Slide slope.
Turn on the ILS localizer also.
Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flaps.
We turn off the ground proximity, we don't need it. So lying the IRS over here. Cruising altitude 35,300 feet. 411 flight number. Fuel prediction, gross weight 170 3. Center of gravity. So we have now take it in. So we're gonna use just departures and arrivals from the flight plan page. So departure over here, runway, I believe it must be 34, runway 34 left. It's gonna be 34 left over here. And we're gonna use trans mount 7 and insert over here. Insert, select. We have a discontinuity, clear the discontinuity. Over here, insert again, and we go for the arrivals, approach and landing. ILS 16 left. Select the approach. I'm gonna use standard terminal arrival, Hawk Zenda 4. So gonna have the flight plan is ready. And now we have the correct flight plan, which has also the approaches here. You see the airspeed, so also the side stick here. The rudder pedals for the vertical tail and for the nose wheel steering. Also the autopilot set. The initial climb altitude. And I set 16,000 feet, 200. So you can see the thrust reverse when it deploys for the engines. Slow down the aeroplane. You can see the engines, Rolls-Royce, and the wings. So this is Thomas Hatches, German America Paul, flying the Airbus A330-200 to nice flight. I'm gonna start now the flight. Gonna show you the full flight from takeoff, climb, cruises, and approach and landing. Explain 11. Our designs Airbus A330-200 and Airbus colors, Airbus industry colors. You can see now. So I will show you also the flight controls here. You can see the side stick that I have, and also the thrust levers here, and now the horizontal tail trim. So we cancel this warning. We have the manual range from idle to like 76%, from like 20% to like 76%. Then we have flex and takeoff go around, parking brakes off. And we press the side stick down until 18 knots maybe. And it also flaps.
Flaps 1. Flaps 2.
So we press the side stick down until 100 knots airspeed, about 180 kilometers an hour. So we have V1, we rotate, pitch slightly. Without striking the tail in the ground when taking off and when landing. So let it gear up.
Standard Barrow cockpit. Passing flight level 007. Traffic. You're up. Traffic.
So we can start taking the turn now.
Clear.
We have also traffic. Another airplane is to the right side of us. Gonna be a beam to the airport as we're departing. You can see here the airspeed, about 170 knots. The terrain map. Gonna level off now from the turn. to retract the flaps.
Flaps 1. After takeoff checklist complete. Flaps 0.
Can accelerate higher airspeed like that. Flying flapless. So we are 3,100 feet above the ground level. You can see the airspeed is increasing. We can increase also the rate of climb over here. So this is the Airbus cockpit after takeoff. You can see also the overhead panel, all the instruments that we have, the Adiru, hydraulic system, green, blue and yellow, left and right wing as header tank, electric panel and pressurizer, APU, cabin pressurization here. So we can climb faster and go faster to our destination. We use full thrust to cross through some waypoints over here. We can climb even higher than that. So this is the cruising altitude. Gonna use climb then thrust over here for now. You can see we have also the auto trim. We have left and right engine and the auto thrust disconnect switches, the full flow to the engines and engine mode selector. Now we're flying somewhat straight and level and manually. I don't use all the autopilot yet. This is the autopilot is disengaged here in the autopilot panel of the Airbus aircraft. Gonna come back after landing in a couple of minutes. Gonna fly over also the mountain, Seattle mountains here. So maybe we're gonna connect out the autopilot now. This is how the autopilot works. And set a higher altitude. Gonna set 20,500 feet. Select rate of climb. We have the auto thrust on. So we're gonna set also the airspeed here. 300 knots. Line direct to. Now we're flying out with the autopilot on. You can see the autopilot is engaged here, and other modes we use. If we press that, it will automatically adjust the rate of climb. So I set it manually here. We have the managed and automatic and selected modes, managed and selected modes of the Airbus aircraft. If we press the switch, or if we pull it out and we select a value like an airspeed or altitude or vertical rate of climb or descent, you can see the airspeed 300 knots, 18,900 feet. You can see the modes we have selected: speed, vertical speed 1500 with altitude navigation. For the horizontal mode, auto 1 engage, and 1 flight director 2, and auto thrust wide. We have another aircraft in front of us. It's 2000 feet and about 20 degrees to the right of the aircraft. You see the same on the display. The aircraft should be around here, about 7 or 8 nautical miles away. It's 2000 feet below us. So this is the predictive TAKEOFFS system, a traffic collision advisory. We can see other aircraft, the position and altitude difference and distance in the air. It will give us a resolution advisory. We have a collision, so coming closer to the other aircraft. Set also the altitude. So we have the mountains from the Seattle mountains. The altitude acquisition, reach the altitude we need to fly, cruising altitude. So it's gonna level off the aircraft, the autopilot now we have engaged, and it's gonna follow back the flight one. We have selected our next waypoint. This is the distance. So we continue now with the autopilot on. Continues the flight and cruising. We're gonna start heading back to the airport in a few minutes. The Airbus A330, Airbus A330-200. I'm gonna start turning now back to the airport. Select the next waypoint. Direct into. So select this and insert. It will go back in its airport. It's gonna start turning. I'm gonna follow this thread over here automatically with the autopilot engaged. You can do that also manually. You can see start turning from west direction over here. We'll fly now into southern direction. Maybe north direction and then southern. Yeah. Now we fly from west to north. Over here from 270 to 360 degrees. And then we're gonna turn south for landing. So this is the Airbus A330 cockpit. It's also here the engines view, the wing and engines view. The other engine view, the wing view. So maybe I'll show you in some displays here. We can see the ECAM, electronic serialized aircraft monitoring. We have the flight controls here. You have the engines, left and right engine, EPR, exhaust gas temperature, and one fuel flow per engine per hour. Fuel on board, how much fuel we have. So you can see the engines. It will give us a second engine display, bleed air pressurizer from the left and the right engine, and from the APU. We have the APU on. Cabin pressurization, oxygen, and air conditioning, and also wing and engine RDIs, other systems. Cabin pressurization here. We pressurize the cabin. You can see differential pressure is 4.2 psi. In the cabin, whether it's climbing or descending, cabin altitude, and the pack flow from the engines or the APU. Electric alternate current, left and right engine driven, IDG dead rate drive generator, static inverters, transformer rectifiers. You can see 115 volts, 400 Hz. Direct current, static inverter, transformer rectifiers, batteries. Hydraulics, left and right engine driven, also backup So we have green, blue, and yellow. 3000 psi system, the quantity of the hydraulic fluid also, and the temperature of the oil. APU is running, is available. Condition and air. Doors are closed, cabin is pressurized. Wheels, temperature, flight controls. Also fuel left and right wing. How much fuel we have, center tank, crossfeed is off. Left and right engine, and the APU also feed how much fuel we have. So this is all the ECAM. So now we need to start descending for the approach. I'm gonna select lower altitude over here. We have the airport in front of us. You can see speed, altitude, the modes we need to have one. So select a lower altitude. I'm gonna set 5000 and select descent rate 3000 feet per minute. The airspeed is selected also.
Gear down, gear up.
You can select also speed brakes. For a faster rate of descent. So now we are descending. So now I'll show you the autopilot flight of the Airbus. Flying all navigation, correct waypoints and flight plan as predicted from the flight management computer. We have the airport in front of us. We are approaching. So you can see the Airbus A330. We overfly the airport. Also the wing view and engine view. Beautiful sweet view of the Airbus wings and aircraft. We have the airport. Need to tune the approach for landing. So we keep flying like that. We can extend some flaps later as we are descending. And now the landing gear, also decrease the airspeed. So this is the Airbus cockpit. So as we cross here the waypoints, we are descending 14,000 feet. The airspeed, we decrease the airspeed. Select also lesser rate of descent, 2,900 feet per minute. Decrease the airspeed. $230 is good. So we continue with the setup for the autopilot right now, as you can see. I'm gonna have the landing gear also down, flaps extended. Now you can see the airspeed. It will decrease. Maybe we use
flaps 1.
Flaps 1, almost no effect.
Flaps 2. Flaps 0.
Keep descending. Need to extend out the descent. You can see we fly through some clouds now. The visibility is decreasing also. And when that disengages the autopilot. The flight leveling off a bit the aeroplane. So now we are approaching full landing with the Airbus A330. Thomas HATSIOS flying the Airbus A330-200 nice flight. So we are in the approach full landing now. We have the ILS localizer on. We got almost no visibility.
Approach phase activated.
Sometimes we have, sometimes we haven't. It's good to follow the instrument because the speed brakes are extended. So there are also sensing. It shows the terrain map here. We are 4,000 feet. We need to level off. It's gonna slow us down and we'll start turning the aeroplane manually. We input automatic thrust again whenever needed. Also flaps, we're gonna set
Flaps 1, flaps 3.
keep the setting. It's good to have these instruments when flying the aeroplane. Navigation instruments help the whole flight, also the approach and landing. So you can see if I press this side, it will come down. If I press the other side, it will turn. So this makes the aircraft turning. The ailerons in the wings and the spoilers, as you can see. Gonna add some thrust. We are approaching the stall speed over here, so we need some thrust. This is the stall speed will make the aircraft fall unless you have the alpha protection system in the Airbus, or if you apply thrust and you press down the nose of the aircraft by pressing the side stick or the yoke.
More drag, sir.
Also let it gear down.
Gear down. Flaps full. Flaps 3.
So we are descending, we are above in the glide slope. This is the landing gear. He's extending. And we are descending for approach and landing. So you can see the runways, 16 left, 16 center and 16 right. We're gonna follow the ILS localizer for the approach and the flight plan. We have a preset. We're slowing down the aircraft speed. Now use less south thrust. We're gliding out the aeroplane into the runway. To increase the rate of descent, we are on the glide slope.
Radio altimeter alarm.
2,500.
Need to check, sir, if everything is okay with the lights.
So now you can see we are approaching on the runway 16 left. You can see the screens, the primary flight display, airspeed, barometric altitude, radio altitude, ILS localizer. We are on the localizer in the glide slope. We follow for approach and landing. Never fly another airport here. If we have some wind, we need to input cross controls to correct the heading of the aircraft. So we're gonna cross the rudder with the ailerons. So this is the Airbus A330 200 first landing. We're gonna do another 2. So you can see we're pitching up slightly. Increase the rate of descent again.
1,000.
We can hold off now because we are below the glide slope for a while. We can continue visually on another runway.
$500. 400. 300. 100 above. 200.
You see how much good glider the Airbus aircraft is. With idle thrust, it keeps flying very smoothly all the way to the runway.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Bang. Bang. Spoilers full.
So you can see we landed. And now we're going around one more time.
Retard.
Go around.
Take off, go around, thrust. So we sailed full takeoff. Spoilers retract. The severe speed is increasing above the stall speed. We start pitching up. So I just striking the tail of the airplane. can see also the landing gear now is going up.
Gear up.
All the memos are set. Set climb thrust. And we start turning back for the airport approach. So we are abeam to the runway. It's a beautiful wings view also. Now we go for the second. Second landing. We have the runway. Gonna land over here. So we are approaching for the second landing. Airbus 330 200 cockpit. So you can see the slots are extended right now on the Airbus aircraft. I'm gonna turn off for the approach and landing with the Airbus A330 200. Gonna start out descending. It's the terrain map also. So this is Thomas HATSIOS, German American flying the Airbus A330-200. We are in the second approach and landing. So stay with me to the end part of the video. So you can approach now to the airport, runway 16. Gonna follow the flight line here. Don't need so much airspeed, so let's go. Follow. So I'm gonna cross the waypoints here. Increase also the rate of descent. Going to be in the glide slope. The glide slope is below us. The flight director, the ILS is to the left of us. The runways are here. So we're gonna make it to the left and then straight out of the aircraft, align with the approach for landing. Wings, beautiful engines. Now we're gonna be aligned. Also we are in the glide slope. So we need to have the landing gear down.
Gear down.
Also use idle thrust for the approach. You can see the runways. Need to be a little bit to the left. So we need to increase the rate of descent. Pitch down now the aeroplane. Also use some speed brakes for that.
Spoilers full.
Now we are in the glide slope.
2,500.
Spoilers.
Spoilers armed.
Spoilers armed. We have the runway inside. We are aligned. If we have wind, we need to cross controls. So now we are in the glide slope for approach. We can increase the rate of descent. It's down now the airplane. You can see how much far above the ground we are, how much far above the sea, the airspeed of the aircraft. The landing gear is down. We're going for the number 2 approach and landing. So we have some wind is pushing the airplane this side, we're going the other side. Moving the rudder and the ailerons. Gonna pitch up slightly. And
1,000.
need to increase the rate of descent again as we are approached for the touchdown. Monitoring all the instruments for approach. Flight instruments of the Airbus A330-200 aircraft.
Traffic. Traffic.
We got some traffic warning.
Traffic.
500.
Traffic. Clear.
400. 300 above. 200.
Decaf alert.
Got another airplane on the runway, as we can see. It's ready for takeoff. It's not yet aligned, so we can touch down. We're gonna overfly it.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Spoilers full.
Here we go. Another landing. And we go for another takeoff right now. Full takeoff power.
Retard.
Spoilers are retract.
Forward arm.
Sweep it up slightly, as you can see. The aircraft on its own is gonna start pitching up. Now the other aircraft is taking off behind us. We need to line gear up.
Gear up.
We have another aircraft climbing behind us right now. You can see it in the TAKEOFFS. So we start turning for the approach. We're gonna use climb thrust. You can see the auto trim is moving the trim wheel. Is adjusting the horizontal tail trim stabilizer, horizontal tail of the aircraft. So we're coming for another landing. So we need to add a beam to the runways. And I keep turning. There's also right rudder for the right turn. It's gonna turn faster. Can I use more idle thrust now? And adjust.
Flaps 2. Flaps 3.
You can see the manual thrust, automatic thrust, climb, flex, takeoff, ground. Manual thrust is below 70%. Need to come for another landing. Airbus A330, cockpit over here. It's a beautiful wings view also in the Airbus A330-200 aircraft. This is the wing flaps of the airplane. Beautiful Airbus engines. Cut off a little bit the thrust. We are 5,000 feet. gonna come for another approach. You see the trim wheel again is moving this time up, trimming up the pitch trim of the aircraft. The fly-by-wire system is fly-by-wire aircraft. This is the side stick. Is connected. Beautiful Airbus A330. Decrease all the thrust. Also descend the airplane. Decrease the rate of descent as we turn. Okay, now the Airbus. Can be leveling off. Also adding some thrust sometimes. We are below the glide slope and we need to turn. To the runway direction. They are in the right side, using the flight plan. Here's the runways again. A little bit further now. We have also landing gear down. You see the wheels are coming down. So we are approaching. The approach for landing. Beautiful approach. To be aligned now with the runway. Still to the right side. The ILS a little bit to the right. So now we have also visual the runway in front of us. Now we need to straight the aircraft over the runway. Also use some thrust, manual thrust. Use less thrust now. So this is Thomas HATSIOS. We are approaching for the third landing on the airport.
2,500.
Airbus A330 200. Έλα ρε, τι κάνω. So we are approaching now. So you can see the ILS localizer here on the glide slope. So we are in the approach. We overfly the other airport over here, as you can see. Now we are approaching for the runway. Also ILS localizer here, the airspeed, barometric altitude, localizer, diamond and glide slope, and we follow the navigation display and now the primary flight display. Maybe need some thrust. Small thrust input.
One thousand.
Need to hold off on it now until we reach the runway.
400.
This is a good glider, the Airbus A330.
$300 above.
Increase the rate of descent.
200. $100.
I'm gonna center line.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Very beautiful. Brakes and full
Retard.
thrust. Full thrust are reversed. Slowing the aeroplane. We also have some wind, it's pushing the aeroplane off the runway. Always. Need to press this rudder to the other side for the wind.
Next landing should be good, sir.
So we did a beautiful flight, beautiful landing. So this is beautiful landing, beautiful flight. You can see landing gear is safe, both landing gears. There is no broken parts or broken wheels or tires. Also the nozzle is not broken. So you can see the landing gear, the nozzle is safe, there is no broken parts from the nozzle after touchdown. So it's very beautiful. We have the lights on also. So you can see the landing gear, all wheels are safe, all tires are safe, no broken tires from the landing gear. So this is a walk around of the airplane. You can see the thrust reversers are deployed, also the nozzle, no broken parts or anything from the nozzle. So you can see the nozzle is safe, the landing gear behind it is safe, there is no broken wheels or broken tires, the aircraft starting up the way it should be on the runway. Also the cockpit AIRBUS A330 cockpit. The computer also I use. So you can see also, for instance, the crossfit valve here, on and off, for the fuel and the overhead. Also the center tank, the modes. And now the wing, left and right wing. This is the fuel system. Hydraulic, green, blue and yellow. Electric, batteries, 1, 2, 3 the APU battery. Also the engine generators left and right, the APU generator contactor, the bus tie, and now pressurizer from the left and the right engine from the APU bleed. APU is running, window heat, cabin pressurization over here. Also we have the flight control computers this side, primary and secondary, 1, 2, 3, and this side primary 1 and secondary 1. These flight control computers of the Airbus, you can override them when you fly. So that was Thomas HATSIOS, German American about flying the Airbus A330-200 to nice flight. I'm gonna see you the next flight. We did 3 beautiful takeoffs and landings with the Airbus A330-200 aircraft in the X-Plane 11, Seattle Tacoma International Airport in Seattle State, Washington. So I'm gonna see you the next flight with another Airbus or Boeing or a fighter jet aircraft. Thank you for watching my flights. You can see the landing gear and the nose wheel is safe from the walk around of the aircraft. There is no broken wheels or tires. The aircraft standing up the way it should be. Also the wings, the thrust reversers. This is the computer, 8 processors, 2 GB video memory and 8 GB RAM. It's enough for this application. Too many processors, the better. This is the outside view, the landing gear, the nose wheel. No broken wheels, no broken tires. This is the nose wheel, this is the landing gear behind it. That was Thomas HATSIOS, German American about flying the Airbus A330-200 aircraft in the last flight. I will see you the next flight. Bye bye until the next flight.